If you study for hours every day and still get average grades, you're probably studying wrong. Let me show you two students. Student A studies about 30 minutes a day, sleeps 8 hours, has a social life, and still ranks in the top 5%. Student B studies almost 4 hours daily, sacrifices sleep, barely sees friends, and struggles to keep a B. The difference isn't intelligence, it's not discipline, and it's definitely not luck. It's how they study. And once I fixed this, my grades jumped while my study time was cut in half. Learn how to actually study before it's too late. If you're studying 3 to 4 hours a day and still barely holding a B, the problem isn't you, it's how you were taught to study. Let me show you what I mean. Meet student A. They study about 30 minutes a day, sleep a full 8 hours, have time for friends, and still finish in the top 5% of their class. Most of that time is spent on practice exams and explaining concepts out loud. Now meet student B. They grind for nearly 4 hours every day, cut back on sleep, barely see anyone, and still struggle just to keep a B average. Their notebooks are packed with highlighted pages, and they reread the same chapters again and again. Two students, massive difference in results. And no, it's not IQ, it's not discipline, and it's definitely not luck. The real difference is how they study. Before we go any further, pause for a second and rate your current study method from 1 to 10. Be honest. Got a number? Good. By the end of this video, you'll know whether that score actually deserves it. Because I used to be student B. I still remember the night everything broke. Junior year, dorm room, empty coffee cups everywhere. It was 3 a.m., and I had been studying for 12 straight hours for a psychology exam. I was doing everything I thought was right, highlighting key sentences, rereading chapters, writing clean, detailed notes that looked impressive. And yet, none of it stuck. That exam, I failed it, badly. Not because I didn't try hard enough, but because I finally had to admit something uncomfortable. I didn't actually know how to study. This is what I call the productivity illusion. It's when studying feels productive, but produces almost nothing. We highlight until our textbooks look like abstract art. We reread the same paragraph 5 times, hoping it magically sticks. We write pages of notes we never open again, like those Instagram posts we save and forget. We confuse time spent studying with learning. You know you're stuck in this trap when you spend more time choosing the right highlighter color than understanding the concept, or when you build the perfect study playlist and realized you spent longer making it than actually studying. Here's the truth no one teaches you. Studying isn't about time, it's about strategy. There's another trap almost everyone falls into, the consumption trap. The idea that more input equals more learning, more pages read, more videos watched, more hours crammed. Schools reinforce this when teachers say things like, study for 3 hours or review the entire chapter. But your brain isn't a sponge, it's closer to a muscle. And muscles don't grow from endless reps, they grow from the right kind of training and recovery. One simple formula completely changed how I studied. Real learning equals amount of information times retention rate. Imagine 2 students. One studies for 5 hours but remembers only 10%. The other studies for 1 hour and retains 50%. In the end, they walk away with the same amount of usable knowledge, except the first student wasted 4 extra hours. If you study for 5 hours and retain 10%, you effectively gained about 30 minutes of real learning. That's why this sounds counterintuitive but matters. Studying less can actually raise your grades. When I stopped increasing hours and started increasing retention, everything changed.
Before, I relied on passive methods, rereading, highlighting, rewriting notes. My retention hovered around 10 to 15%. Once I switched to active learning, my retention jumped to nearly 70%.
Active learning means doing things like practice questions, explaining concepts out loud, teaching material to someone else, applying ideas to real situations. Passive studying is like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. Active learning patches those holes so the information actually stays. The result? My study time dropped by more than half, and my grades jumped from B's and C's to straight A's. So here's the exact framework that works, no fluff. First, study in shorter sessions, 30 to 60 minutes per subject. Long marathons kill focus and retention. Second, test yourself before reviewing. Force your brain to recall what it knows. This exposes weak spots immediately. Third, attack what's hard, not what feels comfortable. Easy material feels productive but gives almost no return. Fourth, use active methods only. Practice questions, explaining concepts out loud, flashcards used properly. Fifth, connect ideas together. The more links your brain builds, the easier information is to retrieve. Sixth, quick review before sleep.
Your brain consolidates memory while you rest. Use that. One last thing most students ignore: energy and environment. Studying while exhausted, distracted, or multitasking destroys retention. One focused hour, phone off, desk clear, goal defined, beats 3 hours of half study. Treat your brain like an athlete treats their body. Sleep, eat well, move, take real breaks. Now think back to the number you gave your study habits at the start. Does it still deserve that score? If not, that's a good thing. It means you finally know what to fix. If this video helped you rethink how you study, subscribe for more strategies and hit like so more students stop wasting hours and start seeing real results.